Okay, I'm back. Dreads 100%? What the hell? It's insulting.
Of course, I'm the best.
Merchant's very good. Also, welcome back, everybody. I mean, mostly Redbeard, but it's good to have you guys. Thanks for sticking around. Reese has gone up significantly, plus 1%, and now at rank 10. Rank 10 is the lowest, but yeah. They're probably factoring in my 12 from yesterday and my 6 just now. It'll take a few days before the old data kind of susses out and the new data kind of gets factored in. Interesting to see exactly what this adjustment will result in. Did you skip Priest pick? I just played Priest. It's like a Deathwing. Mawarg ain't too shabby either. I don't mind it. Gives us some armor. Double Mawarg's a little heavy, but I think it's Gobble Glide's not too hard to get off these days. But I think I'll take the Mawarg. Actually, a big fan of Imp Gang. I'm also a moderate fan of Infestation. Sometimes it's like the perfect card, and sometimes it's awkward. Hey, thank you so much, Steve. All right, let's take that. We'll take a Corporal here. Not a big believer in the Murloc, Warlock stuff. I am a big believer in the Curse Lock stuff, though. I like Cabal a lot. I am a fan of Storm, but it just never feels fun to pick up, but a lot of times I feel like it's right. But with 2 Mawargs already, I'm going to take the class card that I like a lot as well. Corporal and this thing are just kind of nasty combos. I'm taking the Drag Below. I like it. I think this card's good. Plus, you take a Curse card early, you're telling the game you want more Curse cards. Mecharoo or a 2? I think picking up some 1s in Warlock's nice too. Good with Corporal. Good with Merchant too. Real good with Merchant. Not a big fan of Rain. I think I'll just take a Chill Wind. Just something to do on 4. Curses, we're going for it. Ooh. I really like doubling Imp too, actually. You buff it and you can summon multiple copies of the buffed ones. But, I mean, I'm not passing an A-bomb, but I like this card. I think this is okay too. Take a 2. It's really just a 2 mana 2/3. I'm not even gonna be super happy with dredging it. I want a 2, but I think Hog Rancher is better than a River Croc, which is really what this is, unless you get offered like 10 Murlocs from here, which is pretty unlikely. I like the Dragon card. Already have 1. Sometimes it's like you're just like in this position where it's like, I can't lose the game, and then the opponent plays a Crazy Nether Way, and you're like, oh yeah, I didn't account for that. My board's gone, they have a 5/5, and now the game is completely flipped. Whereas like Acolyte and Alchemist are fine too, but I think when it hits, it really hits. If you're gonna get a bunch of Spawn of Deathwings too, it doesn't hurt. I found an Aurora Borealis scene, Aussie dubbed, and it's amazing, nice. I need some 2s. Okay, I really want this Scale Bane. We're gonna take every 2 we get starting now, or 1. I'm happy to take a Mecharoo here. I don't want any more 5s though. I wish I had another golden Mecharoo, but what are you gonna do? Double Drag Below. I think this card's cool too, but it's more like a 3-drop or late game type card. Kind of combo with this sometimes, right? But 2 Curse cards, and I'm gonna nab this too. I like this card. Wouldn't mind a Restaurant. I would take it happily over Wing Commander here. Spirit Healer. Whenever you cast a holy spell, give a random friendly main 2. Why is that a neutral card? This is such a dumb card. We'll take a Wicked Shipment, which is a fine 1 as well. Really good with Merchant. And we don't have enough 2s, so definitely have enough 5s. Peon's not bad. Man, I've been very impressed with Coil Fang, but we really need to curve out reasonably well. So I'm going to take the Peon. Drain Soul over Wizard? It's a better card. We have 3 real 2s now. 21 picks in is not enough. I think Scavenger's actually a bad card because it puts a shithole Murloc in your deck. Is that the 2 mana 2/3? I mean, it goes to the bottom of your deck, so you're never gonna see it. And it only really has implications if you have a bunch of Sunken cards like that, right? Or a bunch of Dredge cards. And you just know instead of looking at the bottom 3, you're going to look at basically the bottom 2 plus 1 card you know you don't want. But yeah, it's not like I'd be happy picking up a 2 here with no Dredge and needing a 2, but I wouldn't prioritize that card, no. If it went randomly in your deck, I think it'd be awful for our deck and phenomenal for a fun Murloc deck, but it would still be worse probably on average than just going on the bottom of your deck and drafting a few Dredge cards. Wow, got another mount. Big deal. I'm gonna take it. Could have had some Murlocs, so I'm just throwing that out there. The Slinger's not bad. The Vilephin's, not bad. A 3 mana 3/4 Dredge is just fine. Probably better than just fine. Hullbreaker's interesting because we have a Wicked Shipment which we can trade and upgrade and pull a better card and only take 1. We have a Drain Soul, some 3 drops, but nothing expensive, which makes this card far more appealing, I feel. Like you're never going to hit a Nether or a Infestation with our current composition of cards. I think I'm down. Let's see. Why did we want a dragon? Very good for just our dragon synergy, but we do have 3 other dragons. I do think this would be a fine pickup, but I'm going to be responsible here, and then we can be greedy with our last 4 or 5 picks. We'll have 1, 2-ish, 3, 4, 5. Our 5th real 2. And it's a good 2 for Warlock too, so I can take the Hollow A-Bomb, and we don't have to take a Void Walker. Now we can take another spawn, and I don't think we have to take the Outfitter. Wow, that's tough. I mean, I have to take the Assault. I love the Curse card, though. I do. I really do. If it was like our 4th or our 5th or our 6th, or if we had more picks, if this was pick 17, maybe I'd take it, but we have almost nothing to do, and we got offered basically the best 4-drop you can get. Punished. Double punished, sort of, right? Chat's going gaga over this deck. I think it's yet another strong deck. I would say this deck's a lot closer to a 6-win deck than a 12-win deck. Not knowing the meta, but the last meta and our experiences now playing what is our 4th or 5th deck tonight. I would not be surprised to see this deck have a lot of success. I also will not be surprised to just be killed by a 4-mana Glug, which is what happened last run. So, or a turn 4 Glug. I like how you didn't even consider Spice Baker. You should never take Spice Baker. I don't think there's any context. Probably. Okay, that's not true. There's almost no context for ever taking that card. I don't think. I think I might take Naval Mine over it. I would take Tiny Fin over it, especially in Warlock. How'd the last one go? 6 wins. Hey Red, I'm back. I want to do big stuff in the bathroom, and my butthole started hurting. Okay, do I need to continue reading this? Chat's slow, so I might as well. I went to lay down, watching a movie about the perfect heist, using optical illusions, manipulation, some other mind stuff. Very good and fun. I would recommend it, but it's Danish. The big number 2 was Danish, or the video you watched? Not sure. Yeah, last run went 6. One of the games we lost was to a 4-mana Glug. Turn 4, sorry. 5-mana Glug on turn 4. You play a couple of runs in this meta, and I think you start to get an appreciation for what the absurd possibilities of outcomes are. Why did it draw like that? See that? Weird. Not a huge... It's not terrible if he just double trades for us. If he doesn't, it'll be fine. I hope his butthole stopped hurting. Me too. Sounds like he had to lay down after though, so. Could win the 50-50. Could you imagine a world in which we won a 50-50? I can. It's a beautiful world, and I'm looking forward to living in it. Definitely sucks to discard that, but I would argue that I would be a little disappointed about discarding anything, probably.
I have things you
That being said, this is probably the best discard. This is probably the second best discard, and this is probably the third worst. Is that a word? Is that? Blow up the board? Bump there and blow up the board? I don't hate that. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Okay, new plan. Win this 50-50. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, I feel like there's no point in making a 6-3 that he can Nightcap in that turn. And I like giving him the spells this turn too, because he's just kind of pinched on mana. You're not going to be able to, you know, get one spell. That's it. That's all you get. That's your turn. Unless, oh god, oh man. Alright, maybe those are like the perfect things he could have gotten. If you had to swap the position of your bodily orifices, what would you put where? Ears on your butthole? What? What does that even mean? Dear Red, nice game you had against Save earlier. I was on his channel. Did you come and say hello over here after? Well, you did now. Guess that counts for something. Could play this and tap, maybe. Maybe that's better, huh? What I also could have done was play that first and discounted this to 4, which actually would have been better too, especially looking at these cards that are in our hand. But there's really no point in not stacking it up, right? Stacking up the discounts as soon as possible. Gives us more options this turn, so I should have done that first. I suppose you could tap and get something else. Maybe you play like a plated beetle or something, so maybe.
Intel acquired.
I'm okay discounting or discarding these cards. I think we tap after because it gives us better odds to discard the bomber, and then we could play the bomber here, but I guess I'll just hold it. You might have a flame strike or something. I'm eating. Can you stop this conversation? Alez's? Yeah, please, Alez. You heard Twitch chat. They don't want to talk about your orifice swapping crap. Every time like these things are happening, I'm like, oh yeah, maybe I won't die. And then very shortly after, my board's gone. I don't even know what's happening. Just spent 100 mana, summoned 2 minions. So I'm still tapping. His ass, I am a clapping. I guess I tap. Maybe I find a 2 that we care about. Good. Great and phenomenal. Great. What a rune. That was probably a below average Redbeard opponent rune. But the day that I get that rune, the woolly mammoth is coming back to life. You better watch out. That sucker's coming back. Redbeard is going to be continuously foot. Would you rather sweat mayonnaise or that everything smells like dog poo? Those both sound awful. I sweat mayonnaise. Just your bed would be a mess all the time. Your clothes would be ruined. I guess everything smells like dog poo. Everything? Like, even like my pizza? No, I guess you have to sweat mayonnaise then. Like if your food smells like dog poo, you're not gonna eat it. Sorry. What we discard. We'll just play what we don't discard, right? That's my plan. Gonna play this one. This gives us a little more mana flexibility next turn to decide what to play or what to pick, but we end up with a smaller minion, so okay, that's pretty bad. That's less bad. Oh no, it's very, very bad because he gets a bunch of crap. All right, I got Mecha Poo.
I have things you
I still pick the dog poo, really? I think I'd be opposed to picking the dog poo. Trade there. Eat there. I mean, oh, fucking rock. Get out of my hand. Good lord. Trade there. Zap everything. Shoot there. Trade there, trade there.
What is taking so long?
Wasn't a way to get this, was there? I don't think so. I hope not. If there was, then that's not good. I would take full-blown evil if... Oh, he has a pyroblast too. I would take full-blown evil if I could have cast it 3 times that turn, which is what I could have done if I had cast that the turn before. Pyro in hand? Yeah, most likely. That's fine. He got a high roll rune and followed it up with an amulet. We aren't getting particularly lucky with our instances of RNG against him, so. Yeah, we can naturally assume that we're dead to a pyro here. We gotta tap? We do have to tap, actually. And if he doesn't have a pyro, maybe we actually win. How many wins will this deck get? One less than before. It may look bad, but you actually don't even have lethal set up. You don't even have lethal set up if you don't tap and get the Traveling Merchant, so it doesn't really matter that you tap into Alex range, because you're really dead to Alex in 2 turns either way, or Pyro that turn. Whereas if he doesn't have either, you might be able to put enough power on board, which we did to present lethal, so.
Simpsons versus Jaina.
Redbeard is the last person you want to tap, in my opinion. You mean like sex with Redbeard? Yeah, it'd be bad. It would be bad for you. If I can get some cheap minions, that's good. Oh, Tapalez, sometimes you're desperate. Hey, I'll take it. If I, can still pull in the desperation tap, then life is indeed still worth living. Once you lose the desperation tap, you're kind of, you're not looking good anymore. How are you doing today? Me, then? I'm doing okay. Can't complain too much. I could, but who would listen? Also, can always be worse, right?
I have things you never
Coin
knew
the
you
Yeti.
wanted.
Any opinions on this Taz? Taz is gone. She's long gone. She's never coming back. She said she tried to crack through Redbeard's tough outer shell, but Alez just pushed her away. You've really saved that woman a lot of heartbreak. You're living if you don't even have a desperation tap? Yeah, smash or pass Redbeard. Can't you just say Redbeard has a nice personality and we enjoy supporting him? Come on. Come on. So with a smash and pass. This is not a bad combination of cards. This is not a bad combination of cards either, or card to play. What I like about it is theoretically you get both of them, even though you're like, I'm not killing anything. But aren't I? I'm saving a 4-3. Theoretically, I'm killing those. Or, you're stopping him from playing something really good. He could,
The will of the Forsaken is unbreakable.
he could do some of his tricksy bull crap, but that's fine. Crapper's gonna crap, as they say. Nice. That card's mostly irrelevant. A colonoscopy patient is watching Redbeard. Can you win this match for him? I'm gonna try. Where did Taz go? Maybe she's working. I don't really know what people's lives are like.
You are not welcome here.
I mean, he's either gonna flame strike or not. And that's that, right? And that's that. I like all the different fruit body shapes. I'm doing a colonoscopy for fun. You're administering one or you're receiving one? I love this song. It's so good. What I like is it makes noises.
Samson versus Anduin.
Wait, this is one of our viewers. I have everybody blocked out all the time. Everybody, maybe just everybody that plays Arena, you know, watches us. Right? That's not true, but like a large percentage probably. Being nice, her body was the shape of a Christmas tree. Her hips weren't proportionate to any part of her body. Thinking back, I've never met another woman like that. It wasn't fat, it was just the widest hips ever. I dated one gal, well, I dated a couple gals, but I dated one gal with like really wide hips and a large rump. And almost no breasts.
Sorry, Squishy, I'm working.
Wasn't the worst time in my life. I can tell you that much.
I lead from the front.
Wasn't always the best, but that might have been the healthiest relationship I was ever in. I've been in a few semi-healthy relationships. Humanoid, mostly.
I have things you never knew.
I had the stream on in the background, I was doing some cleaning, but I think I heard Liz teasing me or something. Yeah, that's him. That's the guy. I'm gonna take the Rain of Fire. Graveyard card is cool if, you know, everything syncs up perfectly well, but right now it doesn't look like it will. It doesn't really, I don't really get that impression that we've got like a great graveyard hand.
Those were priceless.
The healthiest relationship I've ever been in was with myself. Oh, definitely. I wouldn't consider most of my relationships with myself for most of my life all that healthy. Perhaps now would not even be a consideration either. That being said, I do feel like I'm in a healthier place with myself these days than I was when I was younger. I would endorse that argument or that mentality. Okay, I don't really need Scalebane. I want this. I want this. I want that and that. Well, maybe not that. Another one? Ooh, let's get the Joey bot down. I don't want to discard my friend Joey. Alright, I'd rather discard Joey bot. Maybe I should have waited.
Stunning beauty.
Oh, well done. Just shut up. Oh wait, oh god, it's one of our viewers. Sorry. I don't mean to, you know, mistreat him. We're doing Smash or Pass on Redbeard and wanted to get your take, and everybody said no. Definitely Smash. If maybe it says Pass, I'm convinced they're lying. Everybody said no. You can go back retroactively and ban them all if you wish. But at the same time, I think it's a possibility they were telling the truth. In fact, I'd assume they were telling the truth. Tell the truth, Alez.
Exotic where?
Gotta kill him before he can dredge.
Stunning beauty.
Leslie, you're an effing liar. But it's nice that she lies about things that make me feel better. Les lies about things to antagonize me, just to get me riled up. And while, you know, Tasney's lying about the Smash part, probably,
You have get my happily ever
it does
after
still get me
no
riled up in a
matter
different way, you know. It's kind of wild. Just a little bit of blood flowing. Alright. Who are you guys predicting that viewer was? Because they're going to come in, I'm assuming, and tell us that we just swamped on them. Smash hat on or hat off? Are you talking about an upstairs hat or a downstairs condom? 06053 Karma. Thanks, kiss my ass. Thanks for the follow, man.
I will
Good morning. I would hire a
No one
PA
matches my
to take care of all my life needs so we could just smash every waking moment. I would never stop smashing. Redbeard? You would have to stop when you hurt me with your gigantic British wiener. To be honest, it would be worth smashing Redbeard just for a sugar daddy Pokemon collection. Well, you don't get to keep them. You can look at them though. You can hold them if you want while I'm asleep. But you don't get to if you just run away in the middle of the night with them in your pocket. I've got tracking devices on them, and I implanted one deep inside of your rectum while we were making love anyway. So you're not gonna get away with it, right? Come on. It's definitely has a special smashing hat. I'll wear whatever the lady who will agree to do schmex with me will tell me that I must wear. If that is a large garbage bag. As long as my wiener is exposed and she's, breathing on it or around it, that's really all that it takes these days, Alez. I have a 4/5 this turn. That's quite large. I don't think we need to greed it beyond that. And then we can use this on that to get the trade and trade off any 3-drop that comes out, except for like 2 or 3 of them. I feel like when you meet someone where you both are like juicing and smashing, that's a good feeling. I hope to feel it again, or feel it one day. Consensual? Always consensual. Wait, are people who dress up as Pokemon while they F still furries or something else? I think they probably is. Furry's okay. I gotta fart, but I'm at a bad position. Hold on. And they never make any sound on stream, and sometimes I'm muting the mic, but I get a little concerned. Sometimes. Smash isn't a one-night stand. Gotta make sure you make it all the way to the Pokemon collection sharing phase. Yeah, that's a good spot to be. Am I in a relationship? Only with Twitch chat right now. Truly a detestable place to be, but it is where I find my life currently.
Interesting.
Not a smasher, asexual, but I think you are plenty pretty. Me? Hey, thank you. What does asexual mean? You just don't do lovemaking? I think, I would rather not make, at this point in my life, I would rather not make love with somebody than make love with somebody that's like, where it's not gonna be like a beneficial thing for both of us. If I really didn't believe that, I'd rather just chill out and play Hearthstone in my underwear. Not interested in sex. Yeah, my interest in sex waxes and wanes. Relative to the moment and the person. And not that I would like to spend the rest of my life never making love again, but I don't feel like it. When you're 25 years old, 22 years, when you're younger, sometimes it feels like the most important thing that can possibly go on in your life, and at this stage in my life, I don't think I would consider it that. An important part, though. An important part.
I'll try.
Hopefully someday again. Like this. Oh, I should have saved it. Oh, in case he hits that and I wanted to trade that. Fuck. I'd rather make love to the world Futurama movie style. I don't know what that means. I discovered this just the last year. I have 2 kids, but I do not enjoy sex. Well, I think you should do things that you enjoy. And you shouldn't do things that you don't enjoy in life in general. And, yeah, nothing wrong with that. As long as you're not hurting other people, and it sounds like you are. I fully support and embrace this mentality. I do.
Never knew you wanted.
Full-blown what? You have kids, Red? I do not. I have 832 babies watching me right now that I have to take care of. At least help entertain them.
We will rebuild from the ground.
Can't function well without sex. Do you think you function well with sex? Because maybe you don't even function well with sex, no offense. It's possible, right? That's pretty good. Can't kill anything is the issue. Just gonna play this. And I know I turned this off, but it doesn't do anything if he has a bunch of 0/5 taunt minions or whatever. She's in a relationship, she hurts a partner. Well, it doesn't sound like she is. And maybe the partner doesn't enjoy sex either. That's fine too. You could have a lot of different types of relationships, right? I'm ancient. I hope you take care of them. You're not ancient. Especially if you live to be another 200 years. Start regrowing human hearts. They can do that, I think. Different medical stuff or whatever. Possible. I got super excited because I was going to use this, but now, upon closer inspection, I'm wearing loafers. I don't have my dragon anymore because I just threw it away. I didn't throw it away, I played it. 4, 5, 6, 11.
I'm not getting any younger.
I mostly just want to draw a card, so I'm not going to trade this. I want to cycle for a card.
Those were priceless.
I'm trying to get there here. The abomination value, was it any good? Wasn't it shit? Or do you mean because they all have 0 power? It's funny. Red, Druid Arena, Phelan or Dragon Queen? Dragon Queen if you're trying to win. Phelan if it's like pick 27 and you already have 4 duplicates and like 8 dredge cards or something.
Ruins dead ahead.
He could be dropping like a Mawar or a Templar Captain or a Brass Wing here. He could be going 50-50 on one of those though. Like a 4/8 Elemental or a Brass Wing when he swings. What do I do? Tell you what you do, you concede and let Redbeard win. I didn't have the best life and divorced my abusive husband, and I've never been happier. I'm so glad, honestly, that you are happy. I'm less glad that I don't have lethal unless I draw dragon, which I did not, but 5, 6, 7, 10. Wait, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11. I guess I don't have to draw a dragon. Who's this guy in the top left? Is he your father? It's my grandfather's best friend. We met at an insane asylum, but my grandfather didn't belong there, and they let him out shortly after. But apparently they shared some toys during break time, so I keep him there as a reference to that beautiful, beautiful man. Maybe not externally, but maybe not internally, but theoretical concept of the man. Good question, though. I'm happy you got things sorted out. Me too. Very happy. I think the worst thing that can happen in the world is like somebody is unhappy or bad things happen to them, or you know, there's just a jerk around, or they're, you know, anything bad. My least favorite thing is when things are bad. Right, but you always have a great comeback. I did what now? It can't have been easy. My mom has a friend who has an abusive husband, but she doesn't leave because she feels too dependent on him, and it's sad. Yeah, I don't want any of you guys to be dependent on a jerkwad. You sure he's not your local chicken farmer? Is that a reference to something I don't understand? Or is it just something that I don't understand? A dang good question. If we can have a few more wins, hear me out, and this card's just not really all that good to coin out. It looks really nice, but then what? I get Divine Shield on nothing? If I had another 2, maybe. If he's just hero powering, that's fine too. Being bullied into creating content for a certain streamer. Do you have any advice for me? Keep cashing the fat streamer checks. Aren't they going up? Are we earning more money? I don't really check that, but if it's, I like the thought that the YouTube is growing and it's like more worth your time. I like that thought. Did you see that last one? It's got almost 2,000. It's got almost 2,000 views. It's up 86%. It has over 2,000 views in less than a day, which doesn't sound like a lot for YouTube videos, but for us, that's crazy. We got already 2 new subscribers. I was actually worried about putting that one up because I bitch and moan so much at the end, but I figure, it works for Dreads. Maybe it'll work for us. The farmer from Chicken Run looks like Dreads. Oh, that's right. We went through this before. Like, it's kind of hard to like track the earnings. You have to look at like each individual one. I can't really figure out why one video. Some videos that get more views earn more money. I guess this has to do with watch time and also people's where they're from and where they're watching. But it's like, who's not watching that's from some, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy that he didn't just throw that in there.
Push them back.
I'll throw it in, right? Why not? It has rush for a reason. I don't know how to check. Like I could check like a month's worth, but then it's hard to like reference it. Wow, dude, thanks so much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are already 6 videos queued up. Wow, you're killing it, Review Geek. Thank you very much. It says we made more than usual. It says that, but in the last, what, I can't see, 28 days? But that doesn't look like that much money. What are we, June? May? May? Wait, we made more in May. I guess June just started, huh? April? Wait, hold on.
What is taking so long?
Oh, you can't check that. Oh yeah, it's doing okay though. Whoa! Wait, this is becoming a lucrative venture. What am I doing? Trade. It's becoming a lucrative venture. Venture, not adventure. I'll wait for a few days early next week or I might die, so it's always good to queue them up. I appreciate that, I really do. Free Refu Geek. I don't think Tasney supported that, did she? Save Refu Geek. Oh, okay, she did. Alright. Well, I know. People side with the Les, they side with Refu Geek, they side with Taz, they side with Zelda. The saving grace is nobody ever sides with Dread, so as long as I can stay off the bottom, the absolute bottom of the, community totem pole, then I'll always have someone to look down upon. Man, that one's tough. You could play a Morg next turn if I leave that up, which I would really prefer not to do. Maybe once Red starts making a profit, he'll get 0.001% of the cut. I don't know. I mean, I should probably talk to Revi in private. I believe we kind of like agreed like 50-50 one day. But I don't know. I feel like, we could figure that out at some point. And for now, it's, I think it's good. I hope it's a motivating factor. Not that it's a ton of work, but it's, I think, some. And, it would generate $0 without the efforts of Review Geek. So I think it's good that, like, while it generates the least amount of money,
I've got exotic
it's more like, I think like $1,000 went missing. And I think Review Geek thinks I took it. I didn't. I think YouTube took it. Yeah, I didn't have anything linked up, and they were paying us, but this was in the past, but. I don't know where it went. Didn't go to me. I never got it. I didn't even have an account linked. I don't know the community well enough to know who to put below you. Just Dreads, it's fair. $1,000 got transferred to the Pokemon Fund? No, it went nowhere. I promise. I don't think that. I think you just don't know where it went, which sounds like you. Okay, good. I didn't even, because you have to like link up a new account, and I don't know, man. I don't know. It was fine, and then it like stopped, but I never I thought the way YouTube worked is it went into like a fund, and you had to withdraw it, kind of like Twitch. Although Twitch you can set up. Twitch is like, if you don't make enough money, which we weren't making anything, it just sits until you reach an amount and then they pay you. I guess YouTube, you link it to like your own person and then they pay you like monthly or as you accrue enough money. I don't know. It's fine. I think the whole thing is kind of fun, and I like having a YouTube that some people seem to care about for some reason, which is cool. Even though it's just Redbeard goofing around in his underwear. $1,000 is a large amount to go missing. For Review Geek and I, maybe. For YouTube, probably not. They probably don't really care. They're probably happy. Probably a YouTube employee is just like pocketing it. And Kravatoa or Alex? Kravatoa to win, probably. Alex to have fun. How'd the Hunter do? 5 wins. 5? No, they pay you out automatically. My brother gets his payments that way. My brother has AdSense. Yeah, you have to link your AdSense. And then what happened was I didn't link an AdSense account, and they were just like showing money. I don't know where that money was going. And then they sent us an email collectively together, I think. I think we each got one, I assume. Or at least I got one. And then we talked about it, and it was like, oh, hey, like, we need you to, like, re-verify or recreate an AdSense account. And they needed an ID, and this is right when I moved to Oregon. Like, we needed an ID, 575. But I didn't have an Oregon ID, so I had a different address than what my ID showed. So we were like, okay, let's just do it on his. But in that interim of figuring that out, it just like disappeared. I thought they'd give it to him. I thought they'd give it to Refugee. Like, okay, well, fine, we've been holding it. But apparently not. Pretty bull. You should talk to them where the 1000 went. I just assume that Red Gear. I always assume Refugee thought I took it, and I just assumed he took it. No. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was $1,000. I don't know what it was. I don't. Please, YouTube, don't punish us. You probably put it on your AdSense account, and you never properly validated it, so you don't have access to it. Oh, okay. So maybe if I ever did do that, it would like resurface or something.
No one matches my power.
But once we linked it to yours, then I didn't feel a need to go back and do it. I have to conduct an interview at 25 minutes. I don't want to. Just tell them they're fired or they're hired. You took a 1,000 month payment in advance?
These are due back
Yeah,
tomorrow.
maybe. I don't think. Refugee and I have, I don't know. Jokes aside, I think Refugee and I, we have a pretty good, I think we're friends. I like to think we're friends, so. I don't think this is Mark Zuckerberg and those two evil twins. I think it's the same situation as Zuckerberg and those evil twins. Like Batman and the Joker? Refugee and I thought it was more like Batman and Robin. Maybe, who was his friend? The Alfred or something? Batman and Robin and Alfred. Les is probably the Penguin. Kind of dig that. What I like about this is I put 2 large minions on the board, even though I'm not making a trade. And then we can figure it out later, right? If I was Refugee, I would be sad. If I was Redbeard, I would be sad. So it's a win-win. Great relationship. I do work and Red approves. It's like any other corporate corporate relationship, no?
Glory! I'm here for the gold.
One guy does the work, the other guy approves of stuff or whatever. Get the buff here right now. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's take the buff. And then what I'm gonna do so I don't float a bajillion mana is actually just put the mount on this too. Then we'll figure it out. It's like a pyramid scheme. I've been working for 11 hours already and I'm in a sassy mood. You gotta be chipper. I don't have it in me to fake it at this point. Just tell them that and then they'll be like, you know what? Me neither. Let's get down to the nitty and gritty. Let's get down to the brass tacks. I'm gonna take this company to the moon. And I'm a Redbeard subscriber, so please. No. No, dude. Please tell me he was holding that. And he didn't top deck it. Okay, he was holding it. Man, what a blowout. I don't think we'll be able to beat that. I know I say things like that a lot and then we end up winning, but I really don't think we'll be able to beat that. That's a huge blowout. We have less mana, more health, 1,000 less cards. Really needed the... We needed that.
Who here can spell Zinjari? Anybody?
Redbeard NFTs, how have those sold? We have Redbeard NFTs if anybody wants one. I think Red would throw Refugee in a ditch for a slice of processed cheese. Not a slice, a whole brick, of course. I need cheese. He can put a card in his hand, which is phenomenal because he burns his top deck. Top deck. And then I'll just put minions on the board because, well, I don't see a reason not to. Oh, that doesn't work? Oh. Oh, because it's gone. So if that one had 2 charges, he would have burned. Okay, sure. Song and school teacher both said spell at the same time they did. I noticed that too.
Pick me! Pick me!
Shroud of what? Oh, wait. Oh, he's not gonna burn a card again because of the thing with the thing, right? Spawn is garbage this turn. Oh, or is it? Let's tap. We're starting to get an accumulation of face damage. Man, not getting that minion silence would have been humongoloid. What do you go to the backyard? He has a seat as a poop hole. I got a custom secret lab chair with a poop hole in it. That's true. That's true. I would throw red in a ditch for no reason. You'd go to prison for that. Your cellmate would be a... Your cellmate would be a... Hope I don't lose because, you know... What if I just throw that face? What else can I draw? Let's think a minute. Another curse card will do a fair amount of damage. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna wait. And I'm gonna try to manipulate my hand a little to get a little more, perhaps, you know, something. They're gonna make chairs like that one day. They already do. This reminded me of that Simpsons episode where Homer invented the makeup gun and the toilet armchair. Yeah, true. The Simpsons already made the toilet armchair. Why did I spend my prime on these stupid emotes? Dude, that emote doesn't even make sense, and it also makes me feel nauseous, and I don't like it. I've got so many cards. Did you really need to draw 2 cards this turn? Maybe.
King's honor, friend.
If you're worried about, like, if you're worried about, things. I can trade there. I can't shoot anything. I guess I could bump there and shoot it. It's actually not that bad. And I'm gonna get a spell that costs what? 3? It's my only spell? Man, I have so many good cards. We're gonna be 4 and 2 with this deck.
I'm not getting any younger.
That's kind of lame. 5, 6, 7. I have to float mana. And I'm getting a 3. So there's no way to play this and 3 cards. If I trade there, bump there, shoot there, and play that, I'm getting a 3, so I can shoot one of those. Okay, so it's got to be... Oh, no, no, no. That cost me 11 mana. So maybe I don't play this one? Because the rush doesn't actually do anything? Yeah, that's probably it. Alright, so let's play this. 3, 6, 9.
Little cakes.
And now he burns a card, right? Finally.
My hand is too full.
Okay, cool. 11 mana plays are chat specially. Don't steal that from us, I'm sorry. Almost played as poorly as chat for a second there. Arm support on a toilet would help you poop easier, you think so? If you've got to use arm support to poop, you probably got to eat more fiber. Less donuts. I remember the one where he invents a bubble car and his brother goes broke. Yeah, that's a good one. Ooh. I was listening to that. I don't feel like there was particularly a need. This guy's gonna die in fatigue.
Sorry, Squishy, I'm working.
Maybe not. Man, all of his cards are suck. What if he just played like one large minion? Oh, fuck off, dude. Hollow A-bomb.
Interested?
I'm gonna tap, and I'm gonna hold this. I hit there, I shoot there, I use that to kill there. I hit there, I shoot there. There, I shoot there, I play this, I discard that? Nah, I don't want to discard that. Hollow A-bomb, I bump there, I bump. Oh, I can't play both though. Okay, so I bump there, shoot there, I play there. What's it? Fucking 19. I feel like he was very low a little while ago. All my memories seem to be from the earlier one. Season 2 according to Google. Oh yeah, that's Season 2. That's Season 2. And then I think Season 3, he comes back to do the one where he makes a baby talking monitor thing.
It's all the same.
This is so close to being perfect, but it's not. But as it is, we just kind of have to hope. Even if it hits our guy, it doesn't die, so it's not the end of the world. We just play this. And hope that this goes face, honestly, to preserve the health on the guy. And now, if he has one more thing, we're dead, but I wouldn't be super surprised because he has 100 cards in his hand. Can't remember if Herb was a bad guy. No, Herb was a good guy. Herb was... You know, it's funny, when you go back, the first one, Herb's a good guy, and he just wants to, you know, be reunited with Homer, his brother, which he didn't know they were related. And then, as a result, he wants to help Homer and make Homer feel like validated and important and whatnot. And as a result, he cripples his company. And then in the next time he comes back, he's been bankrupt. He's been living on the streets or whatnot. And then he kind of just, Homer brings him in, and he makes the baby translator. And then they kind of like agree, like Herb's like, okay, I'm back on top. I'm gonna leave this guy out of my life, which I don't think makes him a bad guy. But I mean, they could have been friends, and he could have realized that Homer was like a turd and shouldn't be involved in his business ventures. I think that would have been fine. But he has 4 cards, and I've got a Morg. Okay. Down to 3? Down to 5. Oh, if I kill that... Wait, I don't get another coin. This might be bad, but it sets up potential lethal. Oh, it came back to me. Well, I just explained it all. But there's a great scene from the first one and he's very well off because he has a successful auto company or whatever. And they call him, and it's brilliantly written as always because it's the Simpsons, right? And they call him, and you just see the kids, and Homer's like working on the car, and you see Herb, and he picks up the phone, and he's like, okay, and then Bart and Lisa, and they're all like relaxing, like playing tennis or hanging out by the pool. Okay. I'm gonna need you to call. He says, he's like, I'm gonna need you to call me back and say the opposite of everything you just said. And then he's like, hey Bart, Lisa, check out what they're saying about your dad down at the factory. Like, huh? He's like, Homer Simpson has a bunch of rational, well thought out ideas that'll for sure, ensure the financial stability of this company forever. And his body odor is above rapport. And they're like, whoa, wow, cool, Dad. It's just perfect at everything. Like the last, they called to tell him that he was going to bankrupt the company and all of his ideas sucked. And then had to mention also that he stinks. It's absolutely perfect. Now, obviously they wrote it a little better than I remember it, but it was brilliant. Above reproach, yeah. His body odor or his personal hygiene or something, right? His personal hygiene is above reproach. It's just so good. Because clearly they're concerned about the company going bankrupt. And, wait, we won? They're concerned about the company going bankrupt and, like, this financial ruin this guy's gonna cause. And also they have to mention that, like, he just doesn't brush his teeth or, like, he smells bad. And then Herb just doesn't care. He's like, look what they said about your dad. And the kids, like, don't even register that this, like, scientist, this automobile engineer, is also mentioning their dad's personal hygiene, which they have to know that it's terrible also. Oh man, everything about it is perfect. That's gotta be in my top 10. Above reproach. Anyway, thanks for being here, guys. I'm glad we won that game. I think I was crying during the middle of it, but I'm glad we got there. To be fair, I don't think I was playing well, and I was really just focusing on my my recollection of The Simpsons. Hold on.
Simpsons versus Jaina.
You asked for
Hold on.
No one matches
Zelda?
my power.
get out of the dryer. Oh my god, I think I'm playing as German superstar. A rotten skeleton. Oh, a rotten skeleton. Oh, never mind. It's probably not actually. I thought it was German. I thought he had a German language opponent name. Even though I appreciate Red's enthusiasm when he speaks about The Simpsons, I don't understand the appeal. I watched probably like 7 or more seasons, but I never obsessed with it. To remember so much dialogues. Okay, I have a couple questions before we delve even further in. Oh. I'm always gonna draft, so I'm never gonna pass it again. How old are you, Dealy? I forget. Aren't you in your like early to mid 30s? I feel like if you're not, then it's a little harder to, you know, you gotta be in that window when The Simpsons was good. And if you just watch 7 random seasons, a lot of them are horrible, like unwatchable garbage. Whereas the prime Simpsons is like seasons 1 or 2 or maybe 3 through like 9 or 10. And anything other than that is not watchable, it's just trash. But I also understand that the show doesn't appeal to everyone, right? Like, clearly it appeals to a large audience because it's been around for 115 years now. But some people just don't like that style of humor. The early seasons of The Simpsons are really well written. They're really sharp, really funny, but not like slapstick funny too much. And some people just kind of can't get around the animated kind of aspects of it too, I think. And if you're, you know, none of that might apply to you. Just throwing out ideas. Closer to 40? Okay, late 30s. So it might have been before your time, I don't know. You know, that's kind of, I don't know. I feel like The Simpsons was slightly before my time, but I grew up with it and could appreciate it. I feel like the older I got, I started to appreciate it more, even though I enjoyed it as a kid. I started to appreciate it more, you know, at 15, 16, 17, maybe even 25, 26, 27, like than I did when I was 6 or 7, when it was just a cartoon with, you know, funny things happening. I gotta stress too, I'm not trying to like diss anybody or anything. I think The Simpsons are wonderful.
I'll try.
Guess I might as well just trade it, right? We get our card, we kill this guy, he can't like generate a little bit of value. And I guess I'll play the Joey bot and we can trade this and maybe get it back upgraded. That's the plan, right? I mean, it is always fun to watch. It's just a pastime show for me. So what would you say is like your show? Like you're like, you can quote it back and front, everything, you know, what movie. If there's nothing, that's fine too. But I don't know, I always had a firm appreciation for like good media. And I don't know. I don't do it like as a shtick or anything. I just always enjoyed, you know, prime Seinfeld, prime Futurama, prime Simpsons, and South Park. Hey, Rarin, what's up, dude? It's a Flame Strike. Oh my god. Actually, that's way better than Flame Strike for us, because he loses a guy. What sucks is this thing summoning, what does this do? After you play a minion, it costs 2 or less, summon a copy of it. That's pretty bad. That's really bad. Jiminy Christmas, we got fooped here. Good lord. That's gotta be the highest roll of that card I think I've ever seen. Stinks for me, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Rarin? Sometimes a game just fucks you. You can have 100 arcane spells this turn, and good luck casting them all. Just got up, how you doing? Just here, playing Hearth, being miserable. Oh, I didn't realize how smart I was. As a big fan of subtle, witty humor, my favorite TV show is a Channel 4 show called Black Books. Truly phenomenal comedy at times. I haven't seen it. I would not be opposed to checking it out. And did Rarin say South Park? South Park. I like good South Park. I haven't checked out a ton of South Park. When I was younger, but not that young, I wasn't allowed to watch South Park, or we didn't have Comedy Central, or I don't know. It was kind of like a, you know, you can't be watching this sort of thing. But I remember I had a, what was it called, UPN or something, show reruns of only like the first 2 or 3 seasons. So I definitely watched some of it, and I appreciated it. I thought it was pretty good. Seats his guy. And it could have been an explosive rune, so we don't take a ton of damage to it. Is there a bad South Park? I don't know. People, like, I like, it's been around for 20 years. I assume some seasons and such are better than others. But I like the first couple seasons. I think they only like had the rights to the first 2 or 3 or so. So I saw the same like 10 episodes like 20 times. But I enjoyed it. I didn't go out of my way to watch it, but it was like, oh, it's 1 in the morning, I'm going to bed. I can watch this or like the news. Okay, I'll put it on, and it was definitely not the worst. The show's done a really good job at transitioning through time. Yeah, they definitely did a better job of, I think, being relevant through long periods of time than The Simpsons. The Simpsons peak, I think, is better than South Park. It's probably better than anything, and probably Seinfeld are probably like the 1A, 1B for me. Although really for me, The Simpsons, but I think Seinfeld at its peak is really, really good. Really well written. Maybe even Curb too. I'd have to go back and revisit Curb, honestly. But Seinfeld or South Park probably has a better longevity. Probably like maybe. We'll know if it's Counterspell. I'm not gonna test Counterspell because if I win this 50-50, then I get to kill that. And that's certainly better than testing for Counterspell this turn. Seinfeld's God tier. Season 6 onward from the show is amazing. Yeah, 1 is good, but you can tell they really didn't know exactly what they were doing. And I think 2 really builds upon it. And then I don't know exactly where the shift in Seinfeld being like all time is. It's certainly not 1, but it's still good. It's still clever. Black Book is decent, written by the same guy that wrote The IT Crowd and Father Ted, which are arguably better. Friends. I've never seen an episode of Friends. I've seen clips and stuff, and I don't enjoy Friends. I might have seen an episode or 2 when I was younger. I'm not a Friends guy, but I feel like growing up, there were a couple things, you know, you were either a Nintendo guy or a Sega guy, or gal. You were either a Friends guy or gal, or a Seinfeld person, and you either roller skated or you skateboarded. And I was a Nintendo guy, and I watched Seinfeld, and I rode a skateboard. And frankly, I think I was much cooler than, I looked much cooler than most people. I can go for the 50-50 this turn. I'm gonna tap to increase my odds that I don't discard this card. We want to discard the drag from below, but now that we got this, maybe less so. Knowing it's Counterspell, you should still probably take the 2 drop because it doesn't matter, but I just want to show him how much I disrespect his Counterspell. That's a pretty good card to get off the top of your deck for sure. I'll give him that. I'll give him that. Black Adder was amazing British humor. Oh man, what we really wanted was for him to not get that. I think we still go for the 50-50. Right? Because if we hit here, then we only have to give up a 2. If we hit here, then we still have to trade everything into there or whatever. So it's all upside for us, right? It's just so much better than Seinfeld. Well, it's all subjective, so if you prefer it, that's fine. But I would disagree for my own personal preference. Benny Hill greater than all. Who's Benny Hill? But like, for example, my sister, she really prefers Friends, but as she's gotten older, she's really started to appreciate Seinfeld, I think. think she would tell you she still prefers Friends. But she's also seen every episode like 30 times. See, I just don't think I'm gonna watch Blackadder or Father Ted until Les comes over. He smokes his marijuana cigarette, brings over some sausage rolls. I order an American pizza and sip a whiskey and cola, and we consume that content together. Friends is underrated despite being so popular. Seinfeld is definitely better. Father Ted is brilliant. So many good British TV comedies back in the day. Nice going 6 with this average deck. I think this deck is probably above average. If we're drawing a buttload of spawns. But if not, it probably is closer to an average deck in this meta. Just the above average decks are the decks that have Colossals, like Wild Paws, Colossals, Seraphines. Like, as good as your deck is, if somebody just plops down a Neptulon on an even board state, like, you're just dead. You just die. Is it bad that I enjoyed watching Keeping Up Appearances? I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna go pee. I'm gonna say thank you to everybody for being here. Say hello to... I'm glad you guys are all here. And if you want to hit the follow button, it helps me out a small amount. And then I'm going to come back. Okay. Blackadder.
Simpson versus Don't Grasp.
Will I win? It's elementary.
No one matches my power.
Yeah, Sand looks like shit. I could see keeping one, maybe. Going second, maybe. Perhaps. 5 mana Hydrolodon is pretty busted. Somebody got me with a 5 mana Glug today.
Glory to the Sindori.
My next victim.
That's my greeting? That doesn't sound very friendly. Galaxy, thanks for the follow, man. Or ma'am. Or maybe it was the actual entire galaxy that followed. Probably not, but it's possible. Hopefully it doesn't draw. Hopefully he doesn't have 3 mechs and he's deciding which to take, Goliath or Gaia or Gorillabot. Is it whiskey o'clock? My interview hasn't shown up yet. Yeah, it's whiskey time. I try to wait till 2:30, 3:30 a.m. PST. Otherwise, it's hard to go much longer. Sometimes, you know, you just go 2 whiskey and colas, you need some sandwich, you gotta take a shower, you gotta go to bed. Drag this guy below, and he'll probably be like, oh, I have to cast it, but it won't work. I watched Seinfeld as an adult, but I remember when it was on Sky as a kid, I watched it a few times, I didn't like it. Not sure if that's because I was a kid or the humor isn't my style. It might not be your style. Some people don't like it. I do think it's not really like appealing to kids. I feel like the older I get, the more I relate to things in Seinfeld and the more I appreciate it. But that's also true of The Simpsons, which is why I kind of like The Simpsons as well. I have to work relaxation choices, an edible and some juice. Is juice code for something? I was in the pool. Yeah, how's a kid gonna appreciate that, right? I mean, like, yeah, you could be like, oh, you know, even if you're like 13, 14, you understand the concepts. You're like, oh, okay, you know, his wiener's small or whatever, because he was cold and he was in the pool or whatever. But it's like when you're an adult and you've had interactions with people as a young male adult or middle-aged male adult, you can remember moments where, you know, things didn't quite look as magnificent as you'd like, and you know, you really can kind of appreciate that. It's funnier the more you can relate. Yeah, I've mentioned it about 1,000 times, well, maybe 25 times. But when I was young and I watched it, and as I was 13, 14, 15, I wasn't young anymore. I didn't watch it as it aired. But like as I was watching reruns, it's like, oh yeah, kind of like, yeah, Jerry, he's cool, he's hip, you know, that Kramer, he's wacky. You're like, yeah, I can kind of relate to these guys. Like, I want like a beautiful girlfriend and a successful career and whatnot. And then you watch when you're, 35 or, and you're like, oh, no, I'm definitely George. Yeah, unsuccessful, bald, fat, glasses, women don't like you. It's like, oh yeah, no, George is the relatable character. And as you get older, you can relate to it. Unless, you're a Les or someone and you're like, oh, yeah, I'm still Jerry, I'm still Kramer. Anyway, I appreciate you guys letting me share my love of these things. I live 10 minutes from a dispensary, so I got the good stuff. Mentioned it 1,000, maybe 25 times. George is amazing. Yeah, George is the best character on the show. Well, maybe not. He's the most relatable for some of us, unfortunately. I was watching, so I've told this anecdote, but like maybe last year or so, maybe like, maybe 14, 15 months ago, I don't know. Probably last year, I was over at my sister's watching her dogs, and I had nothing to do, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna, try to check out some Seinfeld episodes. She has a big TV downstairs, and it was dark, and she had an AC unit, so I was like, okay, I'll bring the dogs in, and we'll watch Seinfeld together. And I watched the first season. I was like, I'll watch them in order, of course. And watching the first season, I'm like, man, and they you watch George's character. He's like, I've got no job, I've got no money. He's being George. And I'm like I think I was watching, it's like, I think I'm balder than George was in season 1 of Seinfeld. I think I'm fatter than George. I was watching it, and I wasn't really bald, but I was like, maybe one day. And I was like, I think I'm fatter than George was. And I don't have a job. And I'm like house sitting at my sister's house, sitting in the dark. I'm like, it's like, I think George might have it one up on me right now. Like, this might not be good. But I don't know, it was brilliant. It's like, yeah, I definitely appreciate the show more. I remember those dogs, when are we going back there? Probably never, not never. I mean, I probably won't watch your house. Like, what am I gonna do, fly to California to watch your house? No. When I moved, she was like, oh, my sister, she's a nice lady, but she was like, oh, who's gonna watch my dogs now? It's like, I don't know, you? You?
Let your vessels be.
Like the most recent photo. She hasn't been sending me any photos of her dogs. She's been sending me photos of other dumb shit. She sent me actually this. She's like, oh, I went into a liquor store. Actually, funny that I should just scroll not too far back. She's like, oh, I went into a liquor store and they had this. I was like, did you buy it? I don't think she bought it. You should definitely buy that for me, for my birthday. Did you buy it? She didn't even write back.
I'm not getting any younger.
Thanks, dude. Really appreciate that, not writing me back. Can't show that. Alyssa's gonna make it into an emote. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, so I was talking to her, and so my parents sold their house, and she's like, Just drop that? I guess I could play that. Oh, that's nice. Tap first, always. But my parents sold their house, so they're kind of like, you know, in the process of moving. They've been living there for 40 years. Housing market is very good, so I mean, I guess they're gonna pay it off. They don't have to worry about, you know, much anymore, so that's cool. But they're emptying all the stuff that I had left there, and everybody has left a little bit of stuff there. And my sister's like, oh, I found this amplifier. I had a 500, it wasn't super expensive. I had a $500 60 watt orange amplifier. And she's like, oh, hey, like, you know, my friend's, she's like, oh, my friend's gonna help me sell it. Like, I'm like, oh, cool. I was like, you know, I don't know what she said. Oh God, can I go to like the most recent message? Scroll too far back. Anyway, what a lady. What a nice gal. She said, oh, my friend's boyfriend said he'll sell this for us. I said, oh, cool. Do we get any of the money? Her friend's boyfriend's gonna sell it. Like, do we get any of the money? It was a $500 amp. She said, you don't get any money, and I do. I'm like, okay, thanks. Is that Kramer? That was Kramer, yeah.
What is taking so
That's what she said to me. I'm like, okay. So I said, I just sent a big thinking emoji. You said, you didn't get me anything for graduation or my birthday. Not true. So I'll take this and we'll be even. Otherwise, your mom puts it in the garbage, you dum-dum. Okay, that doesn't have to be how that plays out, in my personal opinion. Why would it have to be thrown in the garbage? I'm not trying to PM this guy also, I just didn't make any meaningful decisions. Were you and your sister this bad growing up? I thought this was good. This is not how normal humans interact. Now if she sells the amp and buys me that Kramer toy or whatever, well then you're speaking my language. He hits there, he hits the other one, I lose my whole board and I hate this game. Perfect. Story checks out. Oh, that's a disaster. What the hell? I need another spawn of Deathwing, and if I don't draw it right now, I'm retiring from Hearthstone Arena forever. That's a 0 mana Mecha Poo. Oh, whew, thank goodness. If I play that, I want to discard that, right? Because I just want to get this down. And I don't really care about the scale then. What's the best Seinfeld season in your opinion? I've watched 3 seasons. Is the best still ahead? Somebody in chat said season 6 and on. I don't know Seinfeld like I know The Simpsons. Like I can't tell you what episodes are in what season, other than like the very, very early stuff maybe. It's like I can remember that because I've watched them semi-recently. But for me, like I can kind of just put on any episode of Seinfeld from any season and enjoy it somewhat. Those are 2 drafted Gaias, by the way. Those are 2 drafted Gaias. Those aren't discovered. They're both drafted. I imagine her getting a bag of lollies and saying all for me, none for you or something. We were, so I have an older brother and a younger sister. And growing up, I've told this before, my parents, we weren't poor, but we weren't rich. We didn't have money. Like we didn't have money to spend. My parents had a nice, well, they had a, I mean, they sold it. So they had a shit house in a nice area that they bought in like 1970. But the house was worth a lot, but it was a dilapidated ruin. And, you know, my parents were like regular schmoes and didn't have like money to burn and had 3 kids. So we didn't have a ton of like money to blow. But we ate. I had clothes, mostly my brother's clothes. And I actually think that I got very little in terms of resources because my parents could reuse all my brother's stuff for me, and then they'd be like, okay, well, we've got a daughter, we should probably buy her like a dress or something. I couldn't wear the dress, or maybe I could, but we're pretty good about sharing. I feel like we had 1 TV at some point. I don't know if we even had a TV when we were young. We got a TV at some point, so you'd share the TV. You know, if we got a game or something, a board game, like we'd have to kind of like collectively, like, which one do we want? Like, well, I want this one. Well, I want this one. Okay, well, neither one. Well, let's, you know, how about we get this one instead? And maybe we just kind of like wing it. You know, you'd have to kind of like, oh, we went trick or treating or something. Like, oh, I got these. I got the. All right, let's swap them. Like, you got one. So I think that kind of helped. You know, kind of with my mentality as an you know, semi-functioning, I mean, you guys might disagree, but semi-functioning member of society, I feel like, you know, having relatively decent social skills and respecting other people's opinions and their you know, their wants and their needs. Like, well, I never really got to just do what I wanted with complete autonomy as a kid, which is good. You know, you really probably don't want that. Would help if they weren't raising a tornado of crumbs. Well, things went downhill as I spent more time living. I didn't start out as a tornado of crumbs, I don't think. That was more of a recent development. 0 wins, it's colossal land in my experience. 0? Wear the dress. Hey, Donnie. It's like a 4th double drafted Gaia I've seen this meta. I had a double Gaia deck at the start of the last, or the, like when that set first came out. When Druid and Demon Hunter were like top dogs. I had double that thing. This is pretty good, but I think I'd rather play a 4. And I can bump here. Okay, hold on. I think this is actually what I wanted to do. The chance to buff that one is more important than 1 damage here. I think. Like having a 5/6 feels more impactful than having a 2/2 and a 4/5. Now, the way that worked out, I would say the opposite, but what I like about this is this mount is the Dreadsteed is so valuable. But if they want to get rid of it and hex a 2/2, then it's a shame on them. Or silence a 1/1 effectively.
More bones to gnaw on.
Someone said from 7. What do you mean someone? It was Ava Shava or whoever. You know, come on. Show them some respect. Alright, we'll refill our resources here. Nice. Perfect. Best bomber possible. Well, maybe not. In fact, perhaps it's the opposite. Donnie, welcome back, man. I missed you every time you're gone. I mean, not that much. Oh, God. How long ago was that? Like 10 minutes ago.
I am the storm of your demise.
What the fuck just happened? What is that card? Alright, if I discard one of these, I'm gonna be very disappointed in Hearthstone. Perfect. Play a 2-mana Flame Imp, aka Bomber. Try to picture what you'd be like if you're spoiled as a child and became a turd later in life. I can't imagine it. It would be very disappointing, I think, for everyone, myself included. The biggest scam, I think, not the biggest scam, but a big scam is like, when you're a like if you're a kid and you're spoiled, you don't even realize that you're a jerk, you know? You don't even realize that you're despicable. It's like, oh well, this is normal, like I get everything I want and you know, life is supposed to be easy and wonderful. I was like, no, that's not how it is. No. I'll kill one of them. Why? I have no idea. Sheldon has some nasty cards. I think we were doing fine until the Glaciate. The Glaciate's probably gonna wrap this one up, but that was a 6 mana 20, 17, what is it? 6, 12, it was 6 mana 12, 20 or something.
Pay up or get out.
Which, I mean, what are you gonna do? Can't beat that. Can't change the meta to make that. If that card exists and Glaciate exists, then anytime it gets put on the board, you really gotta immediately clear the board or die. And it looks like we did not immediately clear the board. Could trade that. Maybe I should. Like A-Bomb or I don't even know. Another Moarg is probably more impactful. I was saying yes to a kid is fast track to a nasty adult. I'm no expert in child psychology or anything like that. I just would agree with you on a uneducated, inexperienced from my point of view. Don't know. It seems like it can't really do much good for a kid. growing up with the expectation that like you can be a jerk. Steals 2. I don't know if that's good or not. I don't have a dragon, so. Should we play this first? Probably, huh? Or I should trade it. Well, let's just play it now. Which one am I trying to kill? This or the elemental? There might be more elemental synergy, maybe? I'm not sure. Oh shit. That one's pretty good. Okay, we made it over 7 hours. That's fine. He probably doesn't... Wait, no, he definitely has something. It's hero power. Ah, shit. Alright, well, we can shoot that and trade there and hope to draw something powerful. Spawn is our play. We don't really have a choice. I guess we do. But it would be a bad choice. Like milk. Milk was a bad choice. I don't know if that was a good hit or not for us. Doesn't seem like a bad hit though. Maybe the best hit. Yeah, definitely the best. If he has 1 cost minions, it's really powerful for him. And if, you know, even just a... You know, this is fine. Alright, we'll probably get another spawn. And then win another flip or something, right? We get a Morg this turn. He didn't hex the last Morg. Demonic Assault's not bad either. Let's tap. Hello, A-Bomb. Wow, I wish I could play those two. It's not really fair to allow me to play both, though. So I have to Demonic Assault or I'm gonna die. I don't have to. I mean, I should. Maybe I should have shot that one, actually, and traded it. Maybe, actually. I'm at 10. Even if he has, like, a Lightning Storm, we're not dead on board. That's annoying. Could have been better. We could have A-bombed? Yeah, but then you don't get any taunts. You trade into this and A-bomb? Yeah, maybe that was better. But I like both the taunts. As long as he doesn't have an AoE in his hand, then it's a pretty good deal for us. We had an AoE, so we're dead. Tap? I think tap is smart there. Trade there. If we draw on that first, trade there, hit there. I'm at 2, I'm still dead. Yeah, I don't know. I think if they've got spammy, I mean, at the end of the day, he played a 6 mana, 12/20. That clears my board. And what else? Neptulon, a 5 mana, 10/8 rush. Squall Hunter to cast Flame Strike, Old Flame Strike for 2 mana. Set up a standing desk, and I gotta say, I feel like an absolute trash normie, even while playing Arena. What does that mean? What does that mean? Standing desk goes burp burp. I don't know what that means. I think your line was better. It would punish you a lot less. It would punish you a lot less for what happened of him having an AoE, but I think it gives you a better chance to win the game. It depends on what those last couple cards in his hand are. If they're quality, then it's better to try to take a high roll. If they're just kind of like junk, then I think we could have top decked into a way to still win that game with 10 HP, but you never really know, and that's kind of the fun, right? It's hard to say definitively. I could see an argument for one way or another. And honestly, I think the best players in the world, like the judges and the master bends, I think would have taken the line of removing the minion that could theoretically hit you if they had the taunt, you know, the way to get through the taunts. Because you just get to make more decisions, and the better you are, the more decisions you make, the better your chances are of coming back in games like that. So I think sometimes players in general, myself included, kind of get caught up on that, like, I have to go all in here when you really don't. And then it's like, you know who did that too a lot was like A-dubs and Jumi, where you're just taking line after line after line that presents your opponent with the worst board possible, so that they have the least options available to them, and then somehow you just keep getting this incremental value every turn, and you win a game with like 3 HP, instead of play like that where you have to hope they don't have it, and they sometimes do. Not always. That's what kind of makes it hard to determine, like, well, did I need to make that play or not? And I don't know. Hassan has a standing desk, and he's a, what the? With a $3.4 million house in LA. I don't know who Hassan is. Is Hassan different than Musan? I feel like I've heard about these two people a million times for a million years. I don't really know who either one is. Could just play this. At some point we're gonna need we need more resources, I think. And this can kill anything. Talking Hearth? Yeah, sorry, I was thinking about Hearth for a minute there. Big mistake.
In the box? Pirate stuff.
It's a 2/2. With as weak as his turn was there, I imagine some heat is coming our way this turn, or next turn, or later. It's 5 raid bosses in his hand. I can kill that. I don't really care though, because I can spend 7 mana to develop some pretty good minions here, I think. I'd rather do that. Drag below is pretty hot. We can always hold that too. Remove the armor in case he has an Onyxian Drake. He can't quite just straight up kill this thing. Oh my god, mate, you're the Jon Snow of Twitch. Me? Is that right? It kind of makes sense to me, yeah. So what is this? Drake? Primordial? Bunker, maybe. Whirlwind? Or, oh no, the 4 mana 3/6. That's my prediction. That's my prediction. Okay, that's better for us than the other thing. It's preferable. Mawarg on an empty board. I don't know what's better, to bop it or not. I guess I will. I'm not sure if it benefits him to have 3/1/1s. In some instances, yes. In others, no. I got a bad vibe from Hassan a while back, and I don't watch him. I don't know who that is still. He's very handsome. Maybe I've seen his face. At least sometimes he's handsome. Is his shtick that he's mostly political? Because, yeah, it just doesn't interest me much in terms of Twitch content.
How about a new eye? How about a
I got a bad vibe from Red Turd, and I'm a 39-month sub. Guess it goes both ways. Oh, this is worse for us if he has a execute, I guess. Because now he only has to invest 1 of his 3 shitters. But I like them getting off the board. I'm okay with that. I'm less okay with that. I like them getting off the board though, because it makes the spawn better potentially. Alright, big money. Give me a, yeah. I think I'm okay if this gets buffed, even at the expense of 1 damage face here too as well. I think a 3/4 is a lot harder to kill on an empty board than a 2/3. Knight Captain, Fiery War Axe, Outrider's Axe. There's a lot of ways to deal 3. There's some ways to deal 4. That card's awful. That card's better. I really don't want to do that. Oh man, getting Divine Shield on all my guys. Wish this was a 2/3. Oh man, this would be so good if that was a 2/3. Golly gee willikers.
I'm not getting
I don't
any
like
younger.
this one. I know people like Daft Punk and so do I, but I don't like this weird remixy, you know, thing. Here, let's click that maybe. I just don't want to discard that. I can tap and go for a 50-50. Let's tap first. Down to 4, bump, hit, play the 5. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, is that our plan? Something like this, right? And then if we draw a cheap card, we can play a cheap card, kill a thing, and then kill another thing and not discard anything. You could drag Knight, curse the 5/6, throw the 1/1 and play it. Did you like this play at all or no? Could I have done that better? I might have been able to. In which case, I apologize profusely. If I did it perfectly, then hey, you're welcome. I wanted shield on the 7/8. Wait, I could have 7/8? Sounds better than what I did. It's gonna hold it. I want to shoot it, but it just doesn't do anything. I might need to kill something. You never know. You never really know.
King's honor, friend.
I don't want to blow up my board. Deal 4 to this turd. I have no way to guarantee I get this though. Is there any, like I throw that in there and then I play this? That goes to 6. I can shoot, I can trade. Maybe that's the play. That feels really bad, but maybe that's the play. Because I don't want to miss and hit this and give him a bunch of shitters. He dredged a 10 drop, did I miss that? Or this was his 10, sorry, that was his 10. Okay, so what did we say we were doing? We're like hitting here? What am I losing? I'm losing this, but I'm always losing it. Used Hog instead of the spell. Wonder if that was better or not.
We will rebuild from the ground up.
He needs to stop summoning 100 minions every turn, so I can get a good spawn of Deathwing. Whoa, that card sucks. Is that drafted? It's drafted, wow. That card's awful. Remember when I needed him to summon less than 1,000,000? Oh, we'll just get a hollow A-bomb, right? Duh. Fine. He has no cards. He's got to get a nice top deck to get through the Morgue in an efficient way. Or trade out his whole board, which is fine too. I would have typed faster with more details, but I'm always watching on my phone. That's okay. I appreciate that. You trying to help me out. I do. It's hard sometimes to figure this shit out. No. I was great, but just don't discard it. Okay, perfect. It's great news. That's great. This is so much better. But like that card? Sorry, which card? Oh, the 2 thing? It seems like it should be good. Every time I look at it, the art is beautiful. My golden copy is awesome. And it's like 6 armor for 2 mana. It's like, oh, okay. I get a weapon. I can maybe break their weapon. It's just so bad to spend a card that gives any resources to your opponent in Hearthstone in the last 5 years. It was a constructed viable card for a weapon removal. Or you would run Harrison Jones, right? I think actually some control Warlock decks would cast that, gain the armor, get the weapon, cast the Jones, draw the cards. Giving your opponent a weapon in arena is just bad. It wouldn't be that bad. It's bad. It wouldn't be nearly as bad if they didn't get the armor too. Because then it's like you're giving them the weapon and the resources to swing with it. If you're already ahead and you're, you know, just using it to push more damage or mitigate the board or whatever, then it's a lot less punishing. But if you're behind, or if your opponent's not that far behind, then they get to start picking off your board too. There's almost like those mutually beneficial cards. You had to spend the mana. You had to use one of your cards, and your opponent gets something, and they got a 0 mana, 6 armor, and 2/3 weapon. So you really have to be getting a lot more than that. Good lord, how do you remember the name of Harrison Jones? I haven't seen that card in years. I play this game every goddamn day of my life. Also, it's probably not even been 2 years since he's been gone. I'm not sure though.
The Queen's trove is
But I've played a lot of Arena in my wretched life. And Lori, it's great to see you. I hope you are doing wonderfully. I'm so sorry, by the way, that you had to watch Dreads earlier while Redbeard was asleep and doing a number 2. Not at the same time. I got up and put it in the bowl. Went directly into the bowl. I didn't like put it somewhere else and then put it in the bowl. Also, I used to call him Harrison Barnes all the time, so that helps too. I could hit it 3 times. This is a Redbeard stream after all. Fair bomber. Slate pooping. Classic Redbeard. Not exactly. It's okay. That's good that you pooped in the toilet. That's sort of like what you would say to like a dog or a cat. Like, it's good that you pooped in the backyard instead of on the carpet this time. This isn't a big deal. I just play whichever one he doesn't pick. He should pick probably, I can't play this one, so that I have to discard a card while I don't have a lot of cards. But that's fine. We want what to get buffed. I'm not gonna not. Dude, I want to go face, but I can't. Oh, I want to go face. I could take the 50-50. If you hit here and push 5, he's at 11, and you have 11 power on the board. That's really good. If I lose, I have to trade there, and I miss 4 damage. So I prefer not to. It's Redbeard versus the Warriors. Is that all I'm playing against? Warriors? I think Warriors going to be the top class after the couple of days of the data sifting. They didn't adjust Warrior, and Warrior was like 2nd or 3rd highest. They said they didn't mention that they adjusted warrior. They may have. Who knows? Sometimes they lie. Sometimes they withhold the truth. It's a quality bowel movement discussion that keeps me coming back to this wretched channel. What's wretched about bowel movements? Oh, right. The toxicity and the fecal matter and not in the stink. Yeah, okay. Okay.
No waves can sink this ship.
I mean, fine. I can't shoot anything relevant.
Hogs on the loose.
It's a good one to get. If you had 3 less health, that'd be huge. How's your Pokemon pulls? Oh, they're good, Lori. You know me. I'm way luckier than Dreads, and I spend way less money than him. You know how it is. These are our most recent pulls out of our last 3 packs. Beautiful Inteleon. Beautiful. Oh god, he's doing crap. I don't know. Beautiful Zerazora. Beautiful Celebi. I bought him on eBay. I actually haven't been buying a lot of packs lately because you can just spend less money sometimes. And get the doesn't do anything. Wow. Show the Zapdos. He's in the Discord. He's not here yet. It's shipping to me right now. Which three classes do you think are the best after the patch? I would guess, it's hard to say. I would guess Warrior's the best, and Priest or Hunter are the worst. Sorry. Best, I guess, my guess would be Warrior 1, Mage 2, Druid or Demon Hunter maybe 3. I think it'll take a few days to reflect, but those would be my guesses, just based off of how they kind of handle things. They buffed certain classes that weren't that bad. I imagine those classes will be very good. They nerfed certain classes that actually some of them weren't that good either. I imagine those will be really bad. Like Paladin, like I think you're gonna roll a lot of bad Paladins. Maybe not you, but I think people will roll bad Paladins. I really wanted to just like straight up win, but this opponent seems to not want me to do that. I'm gonna wait to see him live. Well, okay. That's fair. That's fair. Let's see. He got shipped today. I doubt that there's too much update on the tracking, but we can look at it. Chipper there, fuck off, dude. That's what they should call that card. Watching. No, what do I do? Orders, purchases. Buy again? No, purchases. I'm very proud of him. Here, you can have that. Track package. It's shipped. It's in transit. It's on the way. Estimated delivery is Monday. What's today? Thursday, Friday? Yeah, I would guess Monday. It would have to get here Friday or Saturday, right? Which probably won't happen. That's not good. Haven't bought a Pokemon pack card for a while, but those are sexy. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, sextastic. Sex is what sells, as Rarin once told me. I'll kill this big nasty. We can get a tap in, actually. I probably should tap first. But we're gonna need more cards. And we're gonna need good cards, too. Like, we have 2 spawns and a Hollow A-Bomb. We're gonna need those. He still has a lot of cards in his hand. One of them is a curse. Darn it. 5th favorite song. This is your favorite. Oh, this one's great. Yeah, this one's wonderful. Oh, banger coming up. I gotta win a game, or at least prolong this one long enough to hear the next track. That's not good for me. Just draw a dragon. We have 2. 20% to draw a dragon. That's not a dragon. I said 20% chance to draw a dragon. That's not a dragon. So that'll probably be it, right? Too little, too late. I don't understand. Why don't the warriors just use hero power instead of casting the first when it only deals 1 damage? You're talking about what now? I want to hear the banger. Well, it's played a bit semi-recently. Love Doctor 8. I really hate getting it cast on me because it means you don't die. And you can't lose. Okay, this is fine. We just double bump, play this, and hope to hit the 5/8, maybe? Sure, I don't think we're gonna win, but oh no, we're dead. Yo, I'm here from Orator Stream. Hey, Ruby. Oh god, he's not raiding us right now, is he? Because then I have to keep streaming. We might actually even be able to like queue up, do a draft or so. This is a good run. We had a lot of good runs today. Some 6s, some 8s. Good results. I don't think we had broken decks, but honestly, this today of playing the meta felt pretty good. It did feel like very rarely did we roll a bad deck, and very rarely did I feel like we were playing a deck where we had no shot. An opponent where a deck we had no shot, other than somebody played a Bandersmosh that rolled a Glug on turn 4 when they had the coin, and it's like, that's not something you can fix with adjustments or the meta, and that's not something that's ever going to happen again. So I don't mind. I actually kind of like having those like 1 in a